Our second part, as promised, got cleaned up at Harbor Freight Tools and give you the rundown on a couple different tools you need to go through different things in your career, both DIY stuff every day, as well as filling your toolbox if you plan on being a long-time mechanic. You obviously can go your Snap-on, Matco, Cornwell, Mac, what else am I missing? Gear Wrench, Milwaukee. Shout out to Milwaukee, both the city and the company. And go the professional route. But if you don't plan on being a professional, you just want to do it on the side, novice, and or you don't have the proper budget, you can always start at Harbor Freight. There's a Harbor Freight in just about every city in America. Somewhere in a popular metropolitan area, you'll be able to get to a Harbor Freight Tools. They have lifetime warranty on all their hand tools, as well as options for extended warranties that you can purchase for a lot of their electronic and their pneumatic tools. So let's step inside and start your empire. All right, so as promised, here we are in the store. I wanted to go over the 4 different things that I thought this store could provide for everyone who's aspiring to just work on the vehicles, be an everyday DIY, a mechanic, full-on service, lube tech, however far you want to go. So we're gonna go over 1, what it would take for you to just get a basic tool bag in your vehicle in case something happened in an emergency. 2, everything a regular DIY guy may need at home for his home garage to do every basic stuff like that, save a couple bucks, fix the wife's car, etc. 3, full lube tech, stuff you may need for full service. Like I have my brother here, Twin, with me, who runs a Valvoline store for a more fast-paced, more franchise-style auto mechanic repair facility. And finally, what it would take to be a full-on master tech and stock your garage. And as I said, you know, there are other angles of professional tools that you can take and fulfill to complete your, you know, toolbox and do the things that you want when you want to get to that level, but just copy that tool for that brand. So whatever we're buying here, look and see what Snap-on, Cornwell, Mac, etc. offers in that same tool. They all make the same stuff in a different variation of one another. So let's get started with that first, you know, one, which is my favorite for, you know, everyday people, teenagers, ladies, single moms, dads, people out here trying to do their thing, people who just want to save a couple bucks, change their oil, etc., and be prepared when they're taking trips. So let's start with that, your tool bag. Okay, so obviously you got to start with your bag. You got different variations. You know what your car can fit, what would be good for you, your trunk, your SUV, etc. And then you kind of want to just start with the basics. So I think everyone can use a good flathead and a Phillips screwdriver. Don't get one like this. Inside joke for my Kia boys. You know, good Phillips, good flathead screwdriver. That's good for a start. You need one of each of those. Now, I think a little can of WD, just because we live in the Rust Belt. You know, maybe that basic person who just wants a couple tools in their car doesn't, but it's a good one to have. Okay. Rollers. Okay, then, of course, in your tool bag, you want at least some jumper cables. Not in your tool bag in this big box, of course, but you know what I'm saying. In the vehicle, you need jumper cables for your safety kit. If you want one that fits in your bag, you can go that route. I also suggest, if you have the budget or the money, take it up a notch and get an actual booster jump box, especially for my ladies out there, because then you don't have to worry about asking somebody for a jump. You don't know who they are, you know, they're a creep, you know, fellas too, you don't want to get robbed, etc. Jump box, then you can depend on your phone charger instead of, you know, the people out here that you don't know. So that's another one. All right, now we gotta find a flashlight, actually. Here we go. Oh, of course, you gotta have this in your car. How are you gonna take your spare off? You get a 4-way. I'm not gonna suggest getting an impact gun. I suggest that for maybe the people further along down in the episode, but just keep watching. When we get to the garage homeowner and the real mechanic, we'll get to the impact, but just at least this, so you can get your wheel off in case of an emergency for a spare. Now, I strongly believe everyone should have this in their repertoire, okay? Make sure in your everyday tool bag, air gauge. You always want to use the same air gauge every time. That way you know you're going off this one. We have a tendency to not get gas and check this or do anything like that, but when that TPMS light comes on, the one that says the word TPMS and or that exclamation mark, that means you need to check your tire pressure. So for the 99 cents, we're gonna get one of those. Now we need to find a flashlight, and then we're almost done with our everyday tool bag. All right, now last but not least, most important, the flashlight. You can go whatever you want in your price range. This little one for $8, you know, just something in case of an emergency that you can get underneath your vehicle and see and do what you need to do. And that would be the tool bag. Sure, you need a socket to take your wheel off, or a four-way. You enjoy great content about cars, tips, how to fix, funny videos, some of the hottest cars and car shows around? Check me out here on YouTube, or follow me right now on Facebook at L Mechanic or Still L Mechanic.